Hi, it's Dave Johnston here with Day Trade the Markets, and today is Friday, September the 30th, 2016. I've just entered a long trade here at 2161.75 in the December Emini S&P contract. We're utilizing the Day Trade the Markets software, and what we're looking at here is just a moment, so we get that arrow. Okay, over here. Um, Okay, so we opened, well, don't need to go back there, but we opened down over in this area. Well, I can shift back, sure. We open right here. Had a bit of a move up, had some selling. The aggressive selling is the red bars, the most aggressive magenta right here. So we did have some fairly aggressive selling in here. Took us down to what turned out to be the low of the day. It moved up, tested back down, did make a new low, and then some aggressive buying came in, which is the blue bar. Then we had green and some blue bars coming up here. So a good move higher. Now, these thin blue horizontal lines I have placed in manually for my own trading purposes as likely areas of resistance. So you can see here that one is at 63.25 and the other one is up here at 65.50. So what we've done here and why I've gone ahead and gotten long is that we did test up into that resistance area and then backed off, but we didn't back off a lot. We just came back down to the low of this second high velocity move, which is this vertical rectangle right here. Got a couple of them. This is good speed in the buying. It's also aggressive buying because we have blue bars there. So likely areas of support are down towards the low of that. So you can see we tested the low of it here, came within a tick of it. This time we came within a tick of the previous one, and now we're starting to move up a little bit. We do have a decel bar right here, so as long as we can get above here, which is at 62, which I'm anticipating it'll happen pretty quickly, then we're going to be good to go to not only test this resistance area, but also this resistance area. Now you can see we've just had another decel bar, and I'm going to go ahead and put in another buy stop right here for another 4 contracts. Should the high of that get taken out quickly, I want to get long even more because I believe the market is more of an intraday up auction than down, and we've had a good up move here today, and now we've had a bit of a pullback offering us an opportunity to get long. So now a decel bar you can see here, like for example this one that just occurred, is it's a selling bar. In other words, it took out its previous bar's low, but with less selling than the previous bar, and that's why it has a triangle at the bottom. The dot just refers to divergence, which means there's actually more buying in that bar than the previous bar. Okay, we've just been hit again, so we're now long 8 from roughly 2162. I think it's actually a little lower than that, but that's okay. So now we're long 8. So I'm going to go ahead and let's just call it 62. I'm going to go ahead and sell half of that position, 4 contracts at 2164. I'm also going to place a protective sell stop down below the mark, and I'm going to do that. You can see, well, we've had this dip here, which reached 60.25. And we've got this dip over here that reached 60 exactly. So we're long from roughly 62. I'm going to put my stop just one tick below this dip here, which is at 60. So I'll put it at 59.75. So I'll just go ahead and there we go, sell stop 59.65 there. So we got a protective sell stop, and our risk on this is just, well, I think it's just about 2 points. This says 6. We're actually, I think our average price is halfway between 62 and 59.75. It doesn't matter, but we're roughly 2 points risk with 2 points as our first objective. So that's really the lay of the land right now. I will go ahead. Let me just put in a marker here. We'll put a mark. I'll just make a few of them here. We want to put in one for our first objective up here. We want to put one in for our stop right here, and we want to put one in where we got it filled right here. So we've got a lay of the land here where orders are. Should we get filled, the order obviously will then disappear, and then we can see where we're at. So anyway, that's where we're at this point. It's good. It's having a bit of a bounce here. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording just for the sake of keeping this as short as possible, and I will pick it up if we get filled on our first objective or we get stopped out. So That's it for now. So I'll pause the recording, get back to you when the market dictates. Okay, just restarted the recording. The market did take a bit of a dip, as you can see here, with this red bar, but it's turned around, taken out the high of that red bar. Now we're just a tick to our first objective, so hopefully we're going to get filled on this shortly. In the meantime, what I am going to do, okay, we just hit our price, so hopefully we'll get filled any second here. What I am going to do, though, you can see this red bar came down and had its high taken, as I just said, so I'm going to adjust the stop to just below here. So I'm going to go ahead, and the low on that is at 61.75, so my stop is going to be at 61.50. So our risk, and I will adjust this too, our risk at this point is just 2 ticks. So hopefully we'll get filled on this any moment and carry on up. Now the next target up here is at 65. So I think while I'm thinking about that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put another order in to sell another 2 contracts at 65. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put that order in. And another thing I should do is go ahead and take this and make a notation right there. Just put in a marker that's our next target objective on that. So that's it for now. So just want to bring you up to date. And once again, I'll go ahead and pause the recording. Okay, just restarted the recording. You see there's no order left there, meaning that we just got filled at 21.64, so just got that marker right in there. So you can also see here that we're down to just 4 contracts. So obviously I need to adjust this stop down to 4 contracts. So we'll go ahead and put that in there, and I'll just put it back in here 1 tick below, sorry, 2 ticks below our entry. So okay, so we made 2 points, 8 ticks on the first half of the position, and we're now just risking 2 ticks on the second half of the position. And we've got an order to sell up in here at 65 for 1/4 of the original position, so, or the equivalent of one half of what's left. So I'll go ahead and we've got everything in place here. So maybe just might as well move this down, stretch it out a little bit, see it a little bit better. So that's where we're at for now, and I'll go ahead and pause the recording. Okay, just restarted the recording again here. We did have a little bit of a dip in here after getting filled on our first objective. It's now come back up, and as you can see, it's okay. We just got filled. Good timing. So we did get filled. That was where we exited 1/4 of our position. We exited 1/2 of our position here. So we're down to just 2 contracts now. So I'm going to make that adjustment there on the stop quantity. Now, as far as the stop placement is concerned, you can see we had a bit of a dip here. After getting filled here, it dipped here, came up. We did have a decel bar here, and now we've come up. We're hitting right up into the next area of possible resistance at the 65.50, which is why we exited 1/4 of our position at 65. So I'm going to, I think I'll just tuck this sell stop, protective sell stop. Okay, now we've got a green bar. Now green bar is our second most aggressive buying bar. It goes from light green to green, and then blue over here is the most powerful aggression bar. But this is good, and so we really don't want to see the market come down much below that, maybe a tick or two. So I'm going to put the stop right here at 63.25, just a tick below that last little dip before this green bar formed. And that'll lock in 1.25 on the final 2 contracts. But hopefully we're going to continue to see more up here. That's obviously what we're looking at. As I said before, 70, I think I said it was 72, 73 is the next area of what I would consider to be the target and fairly good resistance. So, but we're just going to trade this, we're going to manage this last partial position with just the 2 contracts by just adjusting the sell stop, when we need to. So. Anyway, just wanted to bring you up to date on that. In other words, I'm not going to put a sell limit in place at this point in time, although I could, but I'm just not going to. It's a ways up there. I'm just going to keep following this. We do have 2 hours left in the trading day, so still got a fair amount of time to go, and I'll just go ahead and let it run. We do have our stop in place, so I need to move this marker here up to here. which would be our stop on our final 1/4 of the position. So once again, I'll go ahead and pause the recording and pick it up as the market dictates. Okay, just resume the recording here. You can see that we are continuing to move higher. It did struggle a bit and in the 65 areas we thought it might, but we have moved through there and now formed this blue bar. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust this stop. You can see the low of that blue bar is at 66. Our last dip was down here at 64.75. I'm going to put it just a couple of ticks below. I'm going to put it at 65.50 now as our protective stop. So we've made an adjustment on that. This was this is our entry back here. This is our first exit, our second exit, and now we've got an adjustment on the stop there, so I want to go ahead and mark that in. I'll just put it slightly above that other line. Okay, so we know where we are. Just wanted to bring you up to date on that trade. It's continuing to look good, and as I said earlier, our next target is around the 72 area, so it's got, we now have about an hour and 10 minutes or so left in the market. So just going to keep monitoring this and adjusting the stop as the market dictates, as our software dictates. So go ahead and pause the recording once again. Okay, I've just resumed the recording. The market just came down just a moment ago, filled us with this red bar. So we ended up by getting filled right here at 50. 21.65.50. So it was an interesting trade because just to kind of squeeze this up and just give a quick recap, when the market had moved up nicely earlier in the day, just going to squeeze it in here a little bit so we can see the whole day. There we go. This movement down in here didn't quite reach our support. We had some blue bar in here, which is our strongest buying bar, and it was able to, even though it took a while, it did get above this this resistance area right in here. You can see it hit it here again after the blue bar came in. So this is on the heels of good aggressive selling with the red bar. So once it broke through here, it had a good run up. Now I had placed these two reference areas myself manually, these two two horizontal blue lines as likely resistance areas. So I wanted to see what the market was going to do when it got up there, and you can see it got up here once, pulled back to here, got up again, and then my idea was to see what it was going to do. Should it get back down to test this intra-range support right here? And it did it here with a couple of decel bars, which is where we entered the trade. And so we exited. We were with 8 contracts. So just as a very quick recap here, I should probably do this for those of you that are interested. We had 8 contracts, so it was 4 by 2, which is 8 on because we exited the first half of the position, 4 contracts at 2 points, and then we had 2 contracts at 3 points, so that was another 6 points there. And then just to finish this off, we had the other 2 contracts, and they came in at 3.5. So that was equal to 7. So we ended up with, I think that's 21. So we ended up with 21 points on that trade, and of course it's $50 per point for those of you who are not familiar with the tick value, which is the minimum increment that the market moves, or minimum dollar amount is $12.50. So there's 4 ticks in a point. So $50 per point. We got 21 points. So it turned out to be a good trade today. Nice to finish off the week and finish off the month with a trade like that. But as you can see, it wasn't all that difficult to really identify the opportunity here, especially when we were able to know the background of the market and where the likely areas of support and resistance were. So anyway, if you have any questions or comments, just get a hold of us at info@daytradethemarkets.com.